So today I thought I'd give you a little update on the worms. The worms live in my garage, and it is, let's see what the outside temperature is. Oh, you know, almost 90 degrees out. So I keep them in the garage where I can kind of control the temperature. I have a window unit, a little AC window unit set on 60. It's not 60 in here for sure, but it's definitely cooler than 90. It's actually quite comfortable in here. So if we lift up our lid, and as you can see, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 trays right now. Let's see what they're doing. There's not a lot of food in here right now. There they are. There's some of them. I think they're very unhappy, this whole clustering thing, this thriving mass. I don't think they're very happy. I'm going to put some water in there. I think the heat is tough on them. So, spray some water. And I'm going away for a couple days, so I'm going to make their top paper nice and wet so they have lots of moisture, because this AC unit does draw the moisture out. And I'm going to go ahead and feed them some strawberries that, as a single person, it's hard to eat all the food in a decent amount of time before it gets funky, which works out well since I'm raising worms. I'm going to give them some of the rotting stuff, but I don't want to give them the furry stuff. That's just my preference. So then, unfortunately, this will go into the other compost pile. Here are broccoli heads. This will take forever to break down because it's so big. So I'm just going to leave this in here. I'll come back and check on it periodically. And because I do love my worms, I'm going to give them some cornmeal, which they love. They love cornmeal. So I just take the bag and sprinkle some out. And I have oatmeal in there, I have coffee grounds in there. Okay, so that's the top lid, top tray. Let me get the other tray visible for you, which is much nicer looking than this top tray. The bottom tray, which is almost done, which you can see looks very, very nice. Those big chunks are actually volcanic rock. It helps to keep it nice and aerated. And pretty soon I'll have to come out and separate the castings. Let's see. Oh, you can still see eggshells in there, which I have, just through trial and error, have come up with a decision to start grinding the eggshells. So they're congregated here in the corner, so I think they're very unhappy about the temperatures. Hopefully soon the temperatures will start to break. It is the 3rd of July, however, so I'm not real hopeful on that. As you can see, I don't have a lot of leachate. I actually don't have any. So, you know, there's different schools of thought on leachate. Some people say that when the moisture content is correct, then you will get some drippings. But then other people say, no, you really don't get leachate when the mixture content is correct. And then I was at a farmer's market, and the lady next to me said, hey, you have worm castings for sale. Would you like my worms? She has really nice looking castings, but there's no drainage. So that's another project I'm working on right now, is to put some holes in the bottom of that without disturbing the worms too much, and begin the process of incorporating drainage. So, and I've decided not to combine, so I'm trying to dry it out a little bit, so I have it 3/4 covered and leaving the air running, and it's still really, really moist. So, not ideal for the worms. And then they put hay in it trying to dry it out. So I decided not to combine them with my worms because I have a good thing going here, and I don't want to add any outside contaminants. So if we go back inside, I will show you some finished castings, which are just gorgeous. All right, here we go. There's the sunflowers. Yay! I do love sunflowers. They make me very, very happy. I don't know why. Maybe because they're just so sunny looking. Sun makes me very happy too. Hello, sunflowers. Okay. And I am not a movie maker. I am just sharing information with you guys, so please don't be too harsh with my movie making skills here. Okay, so I brought this to a farmer's market to sell because it is just so gorgeous. Look at that. And I make some really nice stuff. And you can see here, this is why I decided to crush the eggshells, because in this size, they're just never going to break it down completely. So I pulverize it. I actually put it in my, oh man, it just feels so nice, and it's so nice and moist. I mean, who doesn't love playing in the dirt, right? Okay, so, oh, you see a little baby worm in there. Because you can't separate the worm pods out. They're just too small. I don't have a way to do it. So you end up with a bunch of worm pods in your worm castings, which is, you know, great. I also have rabbit manure. But anyway, not the point. I digress. Eventually I'm going to start putting the rabbit manure in the worm castings. But I take the mortar and pestle and just grind up the eggshells so that the worms can digest the eggshells. And that's it. There you have it. Bye.